Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Joe Zone on sports. This is the Newswatch 16 update.
Good evening. There's been a lot of attention lately about gambling in bars in Pennsylvania.
Demonstrators have been out in Harrisburg this week to show that they are in favor of games of chance in taverns. While that debate goes on in Harrisburg, Night Beat reporter Bob Costantini tells us how some bars in the state are already gaining customers by helping them to legally gamble.
Mark Kunkel is paying money to the Cedar Crest Inn restaurant and bar near Allentown so he can gamble with it. The restaurant is a so-called master account location for Penn National Racecourse's telebet system. Nighttime races are shown on cable television. People with accounts can phone in bets to the track near Harrisburg. If an account is low, a bettor can use the inn's large master account at Penn National as a way of getting money into his account.
They can come to me, put money down in front of me. I call the track, take that amount of money out of my account and immediately put it in their account, and they can bet the races immediately.
The bettor must call in his own wagers, and it costs $5 for each transfer. But being able to come to this bar puts money into the account quickly.
It saves me from going out to Penn National, which is about an hour-and-a-half drive from Allentown.
Most using telebet watch races at home on cable TV, but Crest Inn business has increased since it opened a master account.
Approximately 10%. It's given us a lot of exposure to new clientele.
People living within 35 miles of Pocono Downs cannot have accounts. That's to protect the Downs from losing many of its bettors. There are a couple dozen locations around the state where you can transfer funds into a telebet account. And if you like to play the horses, it makes it that much more convenient to do so. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, near Allentown.
While our state legislators are still dealing with the gambling issue, they're also talking taxes, specifically lowering them. Today, the state Senate passed a bill that would cut the personal income tax rate from 2.35% to 2.2%. That means we'd save $15 for every $10,000 we make. Now the House has to vote on that tax bill. Another bill has been sent to the House. This one has to do with the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Today, the state Senate okayed its version of a bill that would use $4.5 billion for turnpike construction. One of the projects being talked about is building an interchange at the Kaiser Valley in Scranton. Another is expanding the Lehigh Tunnel. These and other projects have been on hold because the governor won't sign any turnpike bill unless it includes a change in the way the Turnpike Commission is made up.
PennDOT says some changes will be made in a construction area along Interstate 81. There have been several accidents in the southbound lanes of I-81 near the Music exit. PennDOT blames it on driver error, but the changes will be made to make the area safer. For one thing, a banked shoulder will be leveled to make it easier for trucks to travel through. Also, more warning signs will be set up to try to prevent accidents.
Some people in Scranton who have been worried about the safety of their children can breathe a little easier tonight. We told you last night that the government has promised to clean up a toxic waste site in Scranton's Kaiser Valley. Today, Newswatch 16's Kathy Bellich talked with a family who lives right next to that site.
The Recupero family of Scranton still can't spend time in its own backyard, all because of toxic fumes in the air here. The fumes are coming from an illegal chemical dumping operation that went on secretly for years in the 1970s.
After 3 years, it's finally coming to an end, hopefully.
What has it been like all this time?
Terrible. The kids weren't allowed outside. We weren't allowed outside.
Millions of gallons of toxic chemicals have been dumped down this borehole and down a drain in this garage. William Lavelle of Scranton was convicted of racketeering charges in 1983 in connection with the dumping. The Recuperos had rented the garage to Lavelle in the 70s. Joey Recupero says they haven't been allowed to rent out the garage since the investigation, and they've lost thousands of dollars. But she says that's not the worst of it.
For the boys, I guess it's been the hardest, not being able to go out and play, not being able to have friends over, and you know how children are. You always come over to my house, why can't we come to your house? And it's just too hard to explain to little kids.
It would be so hot in the house and everything.
And you couldn't come outside?
Yes.
Once the EPA gets the toxic chemicals out of this area, the recuperos are hoping to get their lives back to normal again, the way they were before all this happened, and they're looking forward to enjoying their backyard again. Kathy Bellich, Newswatch 16, Scranton.
We have some advice for parents tonight on the Health Watch. Doctors are strongly recommending that children between the ages of 2 and 6 years old be vaccinated against spinal meningitis. The doctors say a new vaccine is now available for meningitis, but it is only effective for children older than 18 months. We also have a warning on the Health Watch tonight for cigarette smokers. A new study says smokers have less blood flowing through their brains than non-smokers, and doctors say that's not good.
The blood supply provides nutrients to all nerve cells. First of all, if the blood supply is cut off, you have strokes, which is one cause of dementia or senility. The other is that any other cause of senility, such as Alzheimer's disease, will be made worse if the circulation to the brain is poor and the nutrients and chemicals are not getting to the nerve cells.
This device that looks like a football helmet with spikes was used to measure the blood flow in the brain. Smokers, non-smokers, and people who quit took part in the study at a Texas hospital. And the researchers came up with a good reason to quit smoking. They say people who did quit increased the blood flowing to their brains by about 20%.
Coming up, the start of something big for one company and the end of the line for another.
Plus, a little later, a two-wheeled wedding. We'll watch a couple kick start a new life together as Newswatch 16 Update continues.
Searching for savings?
Come over to All-Phase.
All-Phase Savings Days, now through June 15th. Enjoy a world of lighting and appliance values. Today's homes demand a range of attractive lighting, and you'll find it in Thomas. Thomas Lighting, with a reputation for quality and design. Save now on our wide selection, like this fine brass table lamp. A regular $70 value, now just $44.95. Savings Days through June 15th at All-Phase Lighting and Appliance Center, 600 Capouse Avenue, Scranton.
Right now at Endicott Johnson and Father and Son, men's lightweight casuals are on sale. 2 pairs, only $25.
Honey, look at these great shoes.
Nice styles and so soft and light.
With comfortable, long-lasting soles and heels and easy care uppers. 2 pairs, just $25. In styles and colors for any casual wardrobe. The only problem is which ones to choose.
Honey, maybe I should buy 4 pairs.
Men's lightweight casuals. 2 pairs, just $25 at all Endicott Johnson and Father and Son shoe stores.
General Motors says it will probably buy even more companies in the future. GM announced today that it's buying the Hughes Aircraft Company. The automaker hopes to use technology developed by Hughes to build advanced cars with more computer displays, sensors, and maybe even guidance systems. The merger will make GM and Hughes the second biggest company in the world, behind Exxon. Equipment at a Wyoming County company that went bankrupt went on the auction block today. The Shep's Cheese Plant in Lemon Township was once a major business for dairy farmers in northeastern Pennsylvania. Many of them are still owed a lot of money by Shep's, but they probably won't see any of the money brought in by today's auction. That will go to creditors who are owed money by the Lemon Township company. The building itself was not auctioned off, but Wyoming County officials hope someone will buy the building and start up a new company.
Just interested in seeing how things go and to see if I could hear any rumors as what was going to happen to the building or to the machinery, to the equipment.
Have you heard any rumors about the building?
Not really. No.
Bidders came from all over the country today trying to buy a piece of the Shep's Cheese Plant. Next, meteorologist Tom Clark talks about a change on the way.
Yeah, we've been getting quite a lot of rain lately.
Unbelievable. More than 6 inches in the month of May in many places and upwards to an inch in some of the mountains today.
Wow.
But there is a change coming, and I'll talk about that from the backyard when we come back.
We were working Yellow Pages out of Bell Atlantic. A local shopkeeper couldn't beat the competition, so she beat it out of town.
You want to tell us about it, ma'am?
I don't know what to say.
Your competition does. Frank?
Here's their ad.
In the Yellow Pages.
And you're just a name and a number.
I guess I was wrong.
Right.
On March 3rd, the subject put an ad in the Yellow Pages. She's now serving more customers than ever. She gave them the facts in the Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
In all the years I've known you, Diane, have I ever given you poor advice?
Well.
I mean recently. It just doesn't seem like a Diane Carroll role to me.
No, it isn't. But it will be.
When you make a choice, you stay with it because it feels right. Diet Pepsi. 100% NutraSweet, 100% taste.
But, Diane, the part calls for a totally different type.
No, I think it calls for talent.
Diet Pepsi. The one-calorie choice of a new generation.
Out to the backyard we go. Let's find out about some of this good news that Tom says he has for us. Tom?
Yeah, I think we've had enough rain for a while. A third of an inch here in the backyard today. Everything's nice and green and growing like crazy. And now a little sunshine to make it grow a little faster. Temperature now under cloudy skies in my backyard. It's very damp at 55. Humidity 92%. The wind is from the east at 5 miles per hour. And the barometer now is holding steady, soon to be rising. The high today was 63 beneath the gray, gloomy skies, and the low is what we have now so far today, 55. 75 and 54 are the normals. 97, a sizzler. Back in 1925 on this date, a fair night 1 year ago today. Always many trucks at the DuPont truck stop just off of Route 81 tonight. Now, I want to tell you, you could smell burnt rubber everywhere down south today from people standing in one place too long, wearing sneakers. Unbelievable. The 7th consecutive day of record-breaking temperatures down in Dixie. Satellite view is coming up next. I want to show you a clear sky down there tonight. Unbelievable. 103 in Montgomery, Alabama. Augusta, Georgia, 102 today. Tampa, Florida, 99. That's the highest temperature on record, and they go back to 1890. Even broke a record at Key West, Florida today at 93. They will bake down there again tomorrow as there's no jet stream wind flowing any cold air in that direction. What we have here is a band of clouds across Pennsylvania. Just some drizzle across the state now. No heavy thunderstorms, anything like that. This line will be heading further out to sea. Some of this nice, clean, fresh air building in for the next couple of days, but I am a bit concerned about some of this stuff up here messing us up for the weekend just a bit. Now, coming up, my forecast for tomorrow. A fine day once again. You won't need the umbrella. Nice dry start. A few clouds around in the morning. No rain. Plenty of sun in the afternoon. 74 to Wanda. Archibald, 73. Also in Freeland. Easton, 74. And in Selinsgrove tomorrow, a comfortable 76. Jersey Shore, mid-70s. That wind tomorrow will be from the north. Very comfortable. Sunrise for the morning hours tomorrow at 5:30. Days getting longer, 8:33. Sunset tomorrow night. A bit of fog in the highest elevations tonight, above 1,800 feet, but that should dissipate by morning. Some clearing as we head into the morning hours. A sunny day shaping up, 74. Nice on Friday, mid to upper 70s. Saturday, I'm afraid, a few showers around on Saturday, and it could shower on Sunday as well. Temperature's not too far from 70. See you tomorrow.
Okay, Tom.
Thank you. Thanks for a job well done. That's just one bit of praise given today for investigators who solved a murder case in Pike County. At an award ceremony today at the State Police Barracks at Lords Valley, these men were given letters of commendation. 3 state troopers from Lords Valley, 4 from the Dunmore Barracks, along with the Fort Jervis Police Chief and the Pike County DA, were honored for their work in the Frank Nemeth murder case. The Pike County man was killed in January of 1984 at his home in Westfall Township. 3 Port Jervis, New York men were convicted in that murder.
And still ahead, much ado about saying I do.
And the big 4th game of the NBA playoffs, Joe Zone has that story, plus why a whole bunch of ex-football players were hanging around a local park tonight. The Sports Watch is next.
Many drug interactions have been avoided, some so serious they could have been fatal, in the years since Phase started monitoring prescriptions with AccuPhase. How does it happen? Well, take this medication and you're on the road to recovery. But put it together with this one and you have an interaction. Phase was one of the first drug chains in the world to install an electronic pharmacy assistant because we know there simply isn't a better way to monitor your prescriptions than with AccuPhase. Let Phase monitor your next prescription.
And that's not all, gentlemen. It was Leo who coined the phrase, the more you pack, the more you sell. When Leo said that he would be there by 9, he would be there by 8. Leo even discovered markets we didn't even know existed. Gentlemen, I give you Leo.
The new Subaru wagon is larger, more powerful, and one wagon that really gets you places.
Subaru is wheelin' and dealin'. Get your best deal today at a Subaru dealer near you.
Drop everything. Race to Rackeson's $1 million emergency inventory liquidation. Every suit, every sport coat, everything sacrificed for quick sale. Famous brand suits, values to $225, must be sold from $79. Sports coats, values to $145, must be sold from $39. Slacks, shirts, ties, everything goes to the bare walls. Most below wholesale. Rackeson's must raise cash fast. Banks and creditors must be paid immediately. Pennsylvania's biggest menswear liquidation at Rackeson's in Scranton and Kingston.
When it comes to auto parts, A&A has the advantage, and the best prices, too.
Replace those worn-out shocks with Gabriel Red Ryder Lifetime Guaranteed Shock Absorbers. On sale this week only, $12.95 each.
A&A has the largest selection of name-brand auto parts, the best discount prices, and experts to solve your automotive needs. That's the A&A advantage.
Check out one of the 10 A&A Auto Parts stores nearest you.
He's been hiding his famous face for almost 2 years, but everyone in London can look at him now. He's Big Ben, the massive clock on Great Britain's House of Parliament. Scaffolding has hidden the four faces while they were cleaned and rebuilt. All the while, though, Big Ben's 13-ton bell has been striking the hours faithfully. Now, Londoners can see the official time as well as hear it from the tower of Big Ben. Isn't that nice?
Very nice. You know what? I don't know if you can always believe rumors, but what's this about Phil Niekro leaving the Yankees?
It's a possibility. Let's take a look at it. They're talking about it in New York and in Atlanta. Yankees were rained out tonight, but the story in New York is Phil Niekro. Word is the Atlanta Braves, who are in last place, would like to have Niekro come back as player-manager. Niekro, as you know, spent most of his career with the Braves before becoming a Yankee 2 years ago. He has 291 career wins, and Yankee owner George Steinbrenner says that if Phil wants the Atlanta job, he might consider letting him out of the rest of his contract. Nice guy, isn't he, that George? Especially when you consider Niekro's his best pitcher. Don't know what Niekro wants to do. Let's check the American League plays, though, right now and find out what happened tonight. First of all, Freddie Lynn gets it going against his old teammates, California, for Baltimore. Cal Ripken scores. It's 1-0 Baltimore. Then Jim Dwyer singles home. Rich Dempsey 2-0 Baltimore on tonight to a win in the American League East. Now we'll go to Detroit and Seattle. Mariners got 2 home runs. First, Jack Perconti goes the hard way. A bunt. Watch this, overthrows the first baseman. They're just tracking the ball down. Now here comes a great throw to third base. This goes by. So let's go all the way home, and that's a home run the hard way for Perconte. Then Phil Bradley, the easy way, off the facing of the upper deck, his 10th. But tonight, it's Detroit getting the win. Let's go to the scoreboard, and somebody put a cap on the Toronto Blue Jays. We have 5-0 over Minnesota. They're in the stadium next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's our Monday night game here on 16. Detroit beats Seattle 5-2. That's the final. Baltimore over California 4-0. Cleveland, Boston, that's postponed rain. Chicago, Texas is postponed rain. I told you the Yankees postponed. Milwaukee, Kansas City 10-2. They are in the 8th. The Phillies are wrapping up that long West Coast trip finally, you say, right? They're leading right now, San Diego 1-0. Hudson is on the mound. They're in the 4th. Okay, we'll go to today's plays in the National League. What a great game today by Mickey Mailer. He gave up 1 hit, and here it is, an infield single, the only hit as Montreal beat the Giants. All right, check the other game. Cubs, Atlanta, big day for Cubs, Davey Lopes. His 500th career steal, and they gave him the base. Isn't that nice? Big day for Braves Rafael Ramirez. He knocked in all the Brave runs, homered in the 10th, and Atlanta won it. Final score 4-2. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, Dave Parker's home run ties it at 2, the 3rd homer this year against his former teammates, the Pirates. And then Johnny LeMaster, watch this one. Watch the outfielder, Reedus. He jumps right here. Has he got it? It's over the wall. Home run. And then Alan Nicely, a 3-run homer for the Reds, and they win it 11-9. National League scoreboard. Phillies 1-0 over San Diego 5th. Mets, Dodgers, no score 2nd. Montreal 6, San Francisco 0. Mailer with the 1-hitter. Atlanta over Chicago 4-2, a final. Houston 4-3 in the 7th, and Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh. Final there, as I said, 11-9. Opening practice of the '85 semi-pro football season tonight for the